Hi guys, my name is Maxwell and today I welcome you to our Active Directory Zero to Hero course, Lab 1. This is Clouders Academy. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe to our channel so that and allow notifications so that you can receive a notification anytime we uploaded a new video. Alright, so our today's lab, we are going to go through our lab 1, and the lab 1 requires us to download a requirement, which I've made a separate video for that. You can check on my channel. You will see a video about where and how you can download the Windows Server 2025, and if you have time you can download the Windows 11 Enterprise. We are not going to use it today in our today's lab, but in the future we are going to use it, and where to download the VMware Workstation Pro. If you are still having any difficulty of downloading VMware Workstation Pro due to Broadcom account, you can reach out to me. I will help you sort those things out. Now, moving on, I hope after downloading you were able to install your VMware Workstation Pro. So if you have installed your VMware Workstation Pro, then it means you are ready for this lab. Now we are on stage 3. Today's lab, we are going to install our Windows Server 2025, configure, do some basic configuration, and stage 4 we are going to set up our static IP address, and 5 we are going to install our ADDS service, okay, and 6 we are going to promote our server to Active Directory domain controller. Quickly, if you have installed your VMware, you can search for VMware. Okay, anyway, anyhow, maybe you have it on your desktop, you can search for it, then open the app. So this is the interface. I think my interface is on dark mode, but this is the interface of Workstation Pro 25H2. All right, and here it says creating a virtual machine. I'm not gonna talk a lot about virtual machine, but what is a virtual machine? Virtual machine, it's like this virtualization platform. They help you create another computer inside your computer. So let's say you have your computer, the one that we are working on it now. This VMware Workstation will help you to spin or use an ISO image or a VMware image to create another computer on your computer using the resources of your computer. So it's all about virtual. Your machine is virtual. You hold your machine in or on your computer. Okay, so I don't want to be talking about a lot of theory stuff. I want us to quickly go ahead and spin up our server, know how we can configure our server, then we move on to our lab 1 stage 3. Okay, so to create a virtual machine, you can select this one, and I prefer using custom because I want to do some certain settings right after these things are done. Okay, then you can choose the version that you want to use when it comes to Workstation Pro. Okay, so I'm going for the 25H2 or later. Then next. Okay, so here it's where you choose your operating system, but now we are not going to use this. We are going to choose, I will install the operating system later, this version, the last one. Then we will go next. Then since we are working on Microsoft Windows, there's an option here. You see, if you have Windows Server 2012, 16, 19, 22, and 25, you can select. Make sure you select the server here that you are using. Okay, if you know about VMware machines, you will be able to know that this is Linux, other VMware stuff, and others. Okay, so we will stick to our Windows 7 2020, Windows Server 2025. Going on, this is the location on your computer that your VM files will be saved. So you can change the location or you can keep it. I have a lot of VMware. You see, I have a lot of VMware virtual machines data here. All these data, all these machines are working because I use them for other separate lab and work. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the location as default. Then we will go on with UEFI. Then for the process, I'm going to give it 2. So in total, I'm going to get 4. Then based on your machine, so this here is the memory that you want to give it to your your server. So I'm going to keep mine to 8 based on your computer resources. Okay, you can go up to 128 GB, but I'm going to stick to 8, but the minimum is 2. It's right there. Okay, then next we are going to, let me explain something quickly over here. When you see use bridge network, this is more like you want the router or your home network or the network that you are using to recognize this virtual machine, this Windows Server 2025, as a separate device and assign an IP address for it. So I'm going to go for this. NAT means it's gonna share the Wi-Fi of your network. It's gonna share the Wi-Fi of your computer. All right, okay. And host only, that we are going to do a lot of labs where we will change our networking stuff, so no need to worry about it. Just keep it on using bridge network. Next, we are going to leave it like that. We are not touching it. Okay, we are going to create a new virtual disk. Okay, I'm going to give my disk 100. Okay, so based on your requirement, they put 60 there. Based on their requirement, they put 60 there, so you can also check that. Okay, then next, okay, I think I have to check the VMware name. Let me check the name that I gave to yes, I did this. Okay, so let me change this to AD, Active Directory. Okay, AD. Then next, we are done with this part already. Next, and we are done. Okay, finish. Sorry. So automatically you will see that all the things that you selected are here. But remember, we don't have an ISO yet, the ISO that we downloaded. So the ISO is where your files will be. So we are going to use ISO file image, and we are going to browse and select the server that you downloaded. So this is the server name that I downloaded. I will open, then I will click OK. Now that everything is answered here, I'm going to go on and power on my virtual machine, my Windows Server. Okay, so in case you are wondering, like if you are stuck on your VMware Workstation Pro and you want to come out, you can use the Control Alt to come out. You see your hand there, or you can stay inside there. Okay, so guys, I'm not gonna cut this video. I'm not gonna remove anything from it. I want us to have that feeling of us doing it together, because if I cut some things, if I start removing things, then maybe you might miss something, because sometimes you'll be spinning up a server or you'll be working on a server, then some way somehow an error will occur and you don't know how to sort it out. So we are going to do this together. No need to worry, we are going to do this together. Everyone will be involved. We are going to do this together. If I run into an error, we are going to troubleshoot it lively, so that in case you run into an error, you will know what to do. Your computer or your server can take a bit of time, because it depends on your computer, or it can be even faster than my computer, because maybe you have the dollar set, so you have a good computer. But most at times it might be slow, it might take time based on your internet as well. So please don't rush, just take your time and go through. Like I said, I am not gonna cut anything from this video. Just follow. In case we run into an error, we are going to do it together. Okay, so let's go to next. The next week we will install Windows Server, and we will agree everything here. Then next, I think next we are going to select yes. Okay, so we have other images in this ISO. We have the standard evaluation, we have the standard evaluation desktop. This is headless. In Linux we will say this is headless, but this one will give you a desktop experience as well. It means you can do some GUI tasks, graphical user interface tasks. This is the data center evaluation, that is for data centers, then data center desktop experience as well. But we are going to go for the standard evaluation, then the desktop experience. So don't forget it. If you select only the standard evaluation, you will have a headless operating system. Okay, we accept the license and move on. So our system is going to start installing. Yes, it's gonna start installing. Guys, don't think that I'm wasting your time. I'm not wasting your time. I'm trying, because I don't want to skip this video. That's what most people do. They skip video. Then if you are doing a practical hands-on lab like this, you need to have a feel, so that even when your instructor gets something wrong, you can know what he did, how he did it, what was done to solve the problem. So that is what I want to do. So don't worry about the time. If you think that the time is too slow for you, maybe you can speed your video by yourself. Here you can speed it on YouTube or something like that, wherever that you are watching from. You can speed it up a bit, then you follow along. But for me, I'm not gonna speed, I'm not gonna cut this side out. I want us to go through it step by step, so that in case we run into an issue, we can solve it, or we can resolve that issue together. Okay, so guys, before we can discuss, let's discuss some things before, since our Windows Server is still installing. What is AD? That's what most people ask. Why are you teaching me AD? Why are you talking about AD? You have not even explained AD. No, I've not even explained AD to you, because you have not watched the introduction video. That's number one. Number two, because if I stick to theory and technical part, you might not have an hands-on experience. And that is the goal for this course, for you to have a hands-on experience. So think about it like AD is a book. It's a phone book where you have your videos, you have your music, you have your wallet, which is your e-wallet, you have your stuff, your pictures, your photos, everything, you have it. But anytime you want to pay something, you go to your wallet app, or your Samsung wallet, or Google wallet, or Apple wallet, then you open the app, then you scan. If you want to look, or if you want to take a photo, you don't open that wallet. It means there is a permission set between these two applications. Okay, so what AD does is AD is used to control every organization. This is how the system works. Every organization that have workers, that have computers, there should be policies. There should be security policies that prevent some people. Let's say in a bank, we are working in a bank, and in the bank we have the tellers. They have access to some basic information about customers, transaction, and profile, and those kind of things. But there will be some workers in the bank that can see your actual deposit, like how much do you have in your wallet, and how often, whether like some kind of sensitive information. They can even see your password. That's one beauty of they can even see your password if it's not encrypted, or maybe something like that. But based on the privilege that they have around the organization, they can have access. They can see these kind of things. That's why if I'm working in a bank as a security, and someone is working as a system administrator, but we are all using the bank's management system, I will not be able to see customers' deposit, or customers' password, or card password, or whatever, but the manager, or maybe the system administrator, will be able to. So this is where we set boundaries. So the AD, being a book, is going to help you group people manage your users, which is, it can be bank managers, branch managers, tellers, security guards, cashiers, and those kind of things. So it's gonna help you group these people into groups, which is organizational unit. We are going to come to that. Then you can assign a policies, which is security policies, to them. That policies will define what they can access and what they cannot access. I hope I'm not overwhelming you with a lot of things, but this is how it is. Think of it as a book that has a lot of pages and units, okay, multiples of stories, and every story has its own, like flexibility to read and answer some questions and those kind of things. So this is what we are going to do. Okay, we are almost at 75%, so I would like to stop talking and concentrate on the hands-on experience, because that is the reason why we started this video from the beginning, this course from the beginning, because I want you to have a hands-on, get a hands-on understanding, practice. Okay, so the moment our server comes on, we are going to set a static IP address for our Windows server. After setting the static IP address, we are going to install the Windows features for active domain services. After installing the Windows features of active domain services, we are going to promote our server into a domain controller. So that will be our lab 1, stage 1. Then I'm going to make another video as we talk about organizational unit. From there, that's when you will be able to understand what AD does. And AD, it's a backbone of every organization. Okay, so stay tuned. Just give it some few minutes. On your computer it might take time, or even faster than this, but take your time, follow it step by step. Okay, now let's continue to wait as we wait for our installation. Almost done. Good, almost done. It will restart in a few seconds, then we can start getting our hands dirty. Now this is our server. Take it as it is now. It's an empty server, empty phone. You bought a new phone, you have pre-configured YouTube, Play Store, other things like WhatsApp, Facebook, all of them are there. They are there, but it has not been used yet. So this is how our server looks like. It's empty server with some capabilities to do something. But before, let's say for example, before we use our new phone to watch YouTube will force us to sign in. Okay, so we are going to do that. YouTube will force us to sign in. So Windows are going to force us to set our password for administrator. Then we can go on, if they can open it for us, so that we will know that, oh, okay, in case you don't want any application, like I don't want YouTube, or I don't want WeChat, or I don't want Facebook, I don't want LinkedIn, you can delete that one and install the things that you want. But in this scenario, we are going to install the things that we want, which will be the Active Directory domain services. Okay, so enough talking, let's get our hands dirty. Okay, 42%. Guys, be patient, okay? If your machine is kind of running very slow, just be patient, because I've been in that position before. If your machine is a bit faster than me, then I'm happy to tell you that you can buy me a new computer. All right, that is, I'm joking. Okay, I'm joking, but in case you need my address to send me a new computer, why not? I'll be very happy. Okay, so the installation is 42%. It will be done very soon. Guys, if you are able, if you really want to become a system administrator or understand how organizations are being managed, how things are being managed in an organization, I think this is the best opportunity for you, because I'm not going to hide anything from you. We are going to do everything hands-on, and I'm planning to, like, I need to get time for the audience, so I'm planning to get into a section where I can have online section, a days that I can have online sessions, so that if we are to do this lab hands-on, like live what do you call it, section, we can do it together. Why not? We can do it together, so that we'll be able to resolve the technical issues that we involve, technical things that we might run into. We can solve it on live. Yeah, but in case you run into a problem or having issues with Broadcom or your VMware or whatever, you can drop a message, or you can comment on the video, and I will get back to you as soon as. Okay, so we have bought our new phone. We need to put our password. Okay, so I'm going to put my password. Make sure you put yours as well, and they have a password standard for it, so don't just put something that they'll like it's gonna be refused or something like that. But it's a lab, so no need to also crack a password before. Someone don't have to crack a password before they can log in. Just make it simple for yourself, because at the end of the day, you'll be the one using it. It's a home lab, so no need to. Okay guys, so it looks like everything is perfect now, but I prefer to have a little bit of, like, for us, that we need to have a feel of the server. But to go on, I remember someone just messaged me, Max, can you show me how I can log in? I just spin up the server and I cannot log on because I'm trying to do clicking. Like, you see this thing over here, like, press Control Alt. If you do it, automatically it will off your personal screen, your personal computer, the main one that you are using. So you can, instead of using the clicking here or using the one on your keyboard, just use this wall here that says that send Control Alt Delete to the virtual machine. So when you click it, yes, now the default profile on this computer is the administrator, and we set a password for it. So let's put the same password that we set when we were installing. Then let's see, our profile will be created. It's like the general Windows. There is just a little bit difference, but it is what it is. Okay, so things are being installed, and I want us to change the look of our server. Okay, this is not part of the course, but it will make your work super easy and nice. Okay, so if you go to VM up here, you can go to install VMware tools, which is gonna install and make your user interface look very neat and nice. Okay. So we are doing both together. Let's accept the terms and conditions, and we move on to 1 second. I think I'm receiving a call. Let me check. Okay, let's see what is happening here. Yeah, things are still installing, so yes, let me run this setup. It's gonna, you can use the PowerShell to install this, or you can run it using the user interface. All right. Okay, 1 second. Let's close this. Yes, things are still installing, so please take your time. A lot of things are working. Let me use the complete version. This one is just for our our interface to be, it will be wide and fill the screen so that you feel like you are using the actual computer. on your computer. It will give you that feel. Okay. Okay, guys, let's wait for some few minutes. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait. Okay, all done. Now you can see we have a very wide screen that looks very nice than before. Yes, it looks very nice than before. Then you can make it feel. You can use the Control Alt and Enter to make it very wide so that your VM will cover your distance. But no need to worry about that. We can use it this way as well. Okay. Now that we have our server, let me show you something before we move to setting our server IP address. Okay, so if you check the server management, you will see that if you check our server management, you will see, just check under tools, you will see that we have some component here, and we are going to download a lot of component as well, but you see it here. Okay, we have a lot of things here which talks about PowerShell, recovery drive, event viewer, disk cleanup, component services, and those kind of things. Yeah, so it means this is our empty server without any installation. Okay, there's nothing on it. We have not installed our AD yet. Okay, so before we install our AD, let's set our IP address into a static IP address. You can open here and go to network and to Ethernet. Then to Ethernet, you can just scroll down and check the kind of information here. You can see IP assignment is automatic. It was automatic assigned by your dynamic host control protocol, like something like that. Then it is the one assigning the IP address. Okay, so first, the easiest way for this is to take a picture of it. You can take your phone and take a picture of it, or if you can keep the IP addresses on in your head, 192.168.1.60. that is my IP address. If you follow me, you also have a different IP address based on your network. Okay, so I've taken a picture of this. Now I'm gonna go back and change this automatic to manual. So I'm going to edit from here and I'll put manual. Then I will put my IP address. I'm going to maintain the same IP address, but I don't want to change, so I'll put 192.168.1. It was 60, right? .60. Okay, then the network mask, subnet mask, I'm going to use 255.255.255. Okay, something like that. Okay, then my gateway, we are going to use the IPv4 default gateway. So my gateway was 192.168.1.1, and my preferred DNS is going to be 192.168.11.11. Okay, so the thing is, for computers to communicate, they need to communicate through IP address. And why are we making it static? We are making it static in case our net router goes off, or our computer goes off, our server goes off, the IP address doesn't change. So if we make this static now and our network goes off, our router goes off, or our computer goes off, and we turn it back on, automatically the handshake between our router and our computer will understand that, okay, this IP address has been assigned to this device. So now it's like we are leasing this IP address. Please keep this IP address. Don't share it with any machine. I'm going to need it. I'm going to use it. This is what I'm going to use it. So our router is going to reserve this IP address only for our server. That's why we are making it servers. We are making it static, because in the future we are going to add some client machines to our Active Directory. So these machines, these users, these computers needs to talk to our server. So the server IP must be static. That's why we are making it static. Okay, so we have saved it. Now the next step is to install our Active Directory. I'm going to go to PowerShell. I'm going to go to PowerShell and open as administrator. Please take your time and follow this lab bit by bit. No need to rush. You can pause the video and do it. Okay, so this is my PowerShell. This is my PowerShell. I open my PowerShell as administrator, and I'm going to install the Active Directory. But the command to install Active Directory is install Windows feature. Okay, feature AD domain services. Okay, so what this command is doing is we are installing a Windows feature, because AD domain service, it's a Windows feature for it's a Windows feature. So install this Windows feature AD domain service and include management tools. So there are other management tools for active domain services. So we are saying install the services and install the management tools. So guys, PowerShell is not difficult. It's very simple. It's grammar. Okay, you just have to know like the ins and out of the PowerShell. Okay, so actually basically this is our first command. Let me make it wider. Let me make it wider so that people can see. Okay, so install Windows feature AD domain services, include management tools. Let's hit enter and let's see what will happen. It's gonna install our Windows domains, Active Directory domain services, and include all the tools. Right after the installation, I will show you the things that we get from this command. You can do it using the user interface, but one problem about user interfaces, it's about selecting this and clicking this and going here and adding this and doing this and clicking next. You might miss some steps. Okay, you might miss some steps. When you do that, you might not get the full service of AD. So always try to stick to commands so that you can get the full package of what the feature that you are downloading. Okay, it's gonna take some time as well. Let's be patient and wait. I said I'm not skipping anything, I'm not editing anything. I want us to have a free hands-on. So in case I maybe imagine if I ran into an error with this command, we are going to troubleshoot together so that next time you will also know how to troubleshoot this command. I'm not going to take anything out. It's a raw video. Take your time and watch it. If you think it's very slow for you, you can use the speed button. If you think it's too fast for you, you can use the speed button to reduce the speed and watch and follow. Okay, we are almost at 90%. It's getting done. It's getting done. It's getting done. Okay. All right, 92% now. 92%. Guys, if your computer is faster than mine, you can still do it. Okay, if it is slower than mine, if you are still at 1%, you can still do it. okay, but make sure you take your time and watch the video and practice and practice and practice and practice. Okay. And if you think that my computer is very slow, of course you can buy a new computer for me. And if you think it's very fast, that's okay. I can maintain, I can use this one as well. Okay, let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. 92, 92. Just one command. Look at the things that it's installing. Just one simple command. It's gonna bring a lot of things. Check it after. Okay. Okay. It's taking, it's a bit of time, but if you really want to follow this, you need to sacrifice some time as well, or you can speed it a bit. Yeah. It's doing a lot of work background. A lot of work background, a lot of things are being downloaded and being configured, so we have to be patient. It's not just a command, it's the command of the command that brings a lot of things to the table. Okay, let's wait patiently as it continues to install the services that we need. So right after this, you will see a successful installation of our domain service. That's what I'm waiting for. Then we can move on to installing or creating our first forest. Okay, so that will be the last stage of our lab 1. We have downloaded our resources, which is the VMware. We have downloaded our ISOs, which is our Windows Server 2025, and we have spin our server in VMware. We have set our server IP address to static, and then we have installed our AD service successfully. So the next part will be installing or creating a forest. Okay, now to move on, let me just hide my terminal here. Okay, now let's check something. Let's go and check something, because I remember I showed you guys what we have when we downloaded the server. So let's see if there has been changes. Okay, so if you go to tools over here, you can see that you have a lot of things: Active Directory, Administrative Center, Domain and Trust, Module for Windows and PowerShell, Site and Services, User and Computers. Okay, so most of the things that we are going to do at early stage will be here. Okay, so we are going to work a lot over here. Now if I go here, you will see that let me just go there. Let's see what we have there. Users and computers. See, to manage users and groups of this computer, use local users and groups. Okay, so meaning, see, now we cannot even visit here Active Directory because we have not promoted our server into a domain controller. And if you go here as well, you can see that post deployment configuration, it said promote this server to a domain controller. So what we are using the PowerShell commands to do, we can use the, what do you call it, the user interface to do. But I've explained to you why I don't like using the user interface, because it's click and click and click and select this and do this, and you might skip some services that are very important. So let's go ahead and quickly create our first forest. Okay, then later we can come back and check. Okay, so to create a new forest, we are going to say, okay, now we have downloaded the AD services, so we can go ahead and say install install ADDS, Active Directory Domain Service Forest. Okay, then we give it a domain name. What is the domain name? Domain, the normal domain, okay, like google.com or something like that. So we give a domain name, and we can say Calvary International school.com. So this is our domain name, and we have domain net BIOS name. Okay, we have domain net BIOS name. So this, our default administrator, or our default profile is administrator, but this domain net BIOS name is going to add a name, then our administrator. So let's say we choose Calvary School. Okay, they have a limit. I think you cannot go more than 15, something like that. So just make sure you do your calculations very well. Yes, then we can put install. Let's install the DNS. Yeah, install DNS. Let's force it to do it. Yes, let's force the command here, over here. I don't know why I'm getting this typo. Yes, then yes. Okay, so let's check what this one is doing. It's installing the forest. Remember, we have already installed the services, and under the service, some of the management tools are the forest. Okay, so we have installed the forest. We are giving our domain name, which is the website or the domain of our company domain name. Then we have set a net BIOS name to our Calvary School, then install our DNS. Okay, so let's see. We are going to give it a password. Okay, please, Windows are very, Microsoft are very, what do you call it, are very, they have a very strict password policies. So please make sure your password is accepted, and don't put anything that will actually confuse you, or maybe you forget. Then if you forget your password, then it means we have not reached the point that we can recover our password. But if you forget now, then you have to start up spelling your server again. That wouldn't be nice. So let's kindly wait whilst our domain services install our forest for us. Okay, it's gonna take some time, but you can read, you can follow. You say checking group policy management needs to be installed. So group policy management is being installed, directory is being created, DC is called to calvaryinternationalschool.com. A lot of things are happening, partitions, computers, securing machines. A lot of things are happening within the forest. That's why I said, if we are using user interface, then you will have to click all these kind of things. But if you are using command, you get the full package. So make sure PowerShell is not difficult, but make sure you use the command section. Okay, I think it's done. So if I click close, it's gonna log us out and reboot our computer again. Okay, so let's see. Yes, it's restarting again. It's restarting. So we are almost done with our first lab. Please comment under the video. Let's let me know how you think about this video, how much you have enjoyed it, and the things that you want me to include. But for now, this is the first stage of our Zero to Hero full course on Active Directory, and this is lab 1, and we have successfully we are almost done with lab 1. So if you have not watched the videos, you can watch the introduction video, you can watch how to spin up download your VMware and your server ISOs. You can install it on your computer and come back and follow this lab step by step. Our next video will be about organization unit, where I will explain to you if a company is established now, the architecture that we can use to design our Active Directory. Okay, so let's send. You see this screen is still, yes, let's send. Then you can see that we have logged in as Coverage School Administrator. Now we have a profile here. Let me make it wide so that you guys can see. Let's see. Yes, now it's wide and clear. Okay, so the password will be, I'm not saying it, put on your own password. Then let's go on. Okay, so our profile, our domain controller, it's now ready. Now if I open the server management and I go to tools, users and computers, tools, users and computers, you will see our domain there, our Carver International School domain there. We are going to use a school as an example, because I think one way or other, if I use a prison service, or if I use a hospital as an example, or maybe a mining company as an example, people with zero knowledge will not understand, because it's going to be complicated. But in school, everyone has been to a school one or the other, from the primary school, secondary, and the university. So at least you will know that, okay, you will understand some of the words that I'll be using. That's why I'm going to stick into a school, for example. Okay, so now you can see that our domain is ready. You can see our domain, Carver International School. Let me try if I can make it right. Okay, if it's not, then by default we have some default organizational unit. I'm going to explain it in our next video, why we have organizational unit. Now a lot of things will be changing from here. This is our computer name. We can change it from here, or let's even change it. We can do it domain. Now it's domain controller, so let's say domain controller 01. So you can have maybe 3 or 4 domain controllers in a company. Yes, because sometimes you need to, we will get there. I don't want to get ahead, so maybe let's give it a name. It might go around and spin, and when we spin the server, that's when you see the name has changed. But the domain will be here, and the domain, if it is local, you will see a work group. Now you can see a domain, so we can join other clients on it. Then you can see our IP address is now static now, 192.168.1.16. And I think there's one settings that I have to do. There's one settings that I have to do, but I will check it later. Then we will do that later. No worries. Okay. So guys, this is the end of lab 1.